So I wanted to make a video about AI and ChatGPT and the advancements that have occurred over the past few months because they have been pretty severe. And a lot of tools have come out in this new AI ecosystem that are using ChatGPT and adding a lot of building blocks to make it much more powerful. Before I get into that, check out the free Overemployed Discord linked in our description box, pinned comment. Also check out the Overemployed Masterclass. We teach you how to become and how to stay overemployed. All links down below. So ChatGPT, in the beginning, it looked more of like a gimmick, right? People saw it as kind of a cool chatbot to use. It can answer questions. And I think the issue with that was people were kind of short-sighted in thinking of it as a question answering system, right? They think of it as a fact database. They think of it as a database with answers that are kind of pre-answered inside a database, and it just returns them to you when you ask a specific question. But a lot of people don't realize that it's actually a reasoning platform. So the AI behind something like ChatGPT actually has reasoning with it that provides a rational answer based on your question, based on the words you provide it, right? And this is very, very dangerous in terms of positions like software engineering, actually. But for the time being, it's a huge issue in terms of intellectual property and legal reasons. So if you're scared of losing your job to something like AI right now, you might have been scared in positions that are like more data entry related, basic positions, any type of Excel work, spreadsheet work, whatever. But even software engineering positions aren't necessarily super safe from this. But for the time being, the only thing kind of keeping people safe right now is the reasoning behind the IP. So companies have IP, intellectual property, and they can't use something like ChatGPT yet because they're obviously worried about leaking all of their personal sensitive information, right? For example, if a company wants to use their code base in ChatGPT, they obviously don't want to upload it there because they don't know what's going to happen with that information, with that code, right? They don't want to leak that. They don't want to give that away for free. They've been working for decades on that. So that's kind of a barrier right now, kind of actually helping a lot of people from losing their job. But the thing I want you to remember is people a couple decades ago or even a decade ago were super scared of cloud services, right? Like cloud computing, things like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, all of these cloud service providers, right? Because at one point, companies didn't want to risk leaking their IP or business info, and they literally refused to use things like AWS. But eventually, adoption of cloud computing took place because security improved, there was more transparency and trust increased, and now basically every single company uses some form of cloud computing. And once cloud came in, a lot of IT jobs were replaced, right? And just got completely eliminated. But they were replaced with people, it might have been a lot of the similar people if they upskilled, people with cloud computing and knowledge and skills, right? So, in my opinion, the same thing will happen with AI. So, I don't want you to think you're safe right now just because companies aren't instantly jumping to use ChatGPT for their internal systems, because eventually I think they will, whether it's ChatGPT or another AI platform designed specifically for enterprise usage. AI will eliminate many, many jobs just like cloud did. But just like cloud also introduced many new jobs, I think AI will also do the same. And no one knows yet exactly what those jobs will look like. Some people are talking about prompt engineers. I don't think it'll be that simple. I think it'll be more complicated. Things dealing with maintenance of systems and integration with these AI tools and a company's internal systems. But you basically need to be prepared to stop coasting and stagnating. Because if you've played around with something like ChatGPT yet, especially maybe if you're a software engineer, you can see the use case for it is amazing. It's very strong, and you can use it for almost any situation, right? It's been trained on enormous amounts of data, and basically anything you ask it, it will be able to reason and come up with a solution. And it's not just a very shallow explanation; it'll actually give you an explanation too, right? Like about what you need to do, how you need to do it, and why you're doing it. So it's very powerful, and I even recommend using ChatGPT, during your normal work. Obviously, don't enter your company info in there, but use it for generic questions that can help you do your work. Whether you're a software engineer or even marketing, you can come up with copywriting for ads. All of these things you can do with ChatGPT. But basically, what it all boils down to, like we were talking about, all of these jobs will be replaced with new jobs, right? And it's nothing really new. I mean, the immediate effect will be new, but this is something that's been happening for decades and decades and centuries, right? jobs exist and then they get replaced when the new technology comes out, innovation happens, and it's kind of inevitable, right? You can't really stop this from happening. So what will help you is, and what will make you successful is just being those people that keep learning. You're not stagnating, you're constantly building, learning, and creating. And if you follow those three things, building, learning, creating, you'll always come out on top, right? You might not have a super smooth transition, but eventually you'll succeed, and you need to continue doing that. So if you guys have any opinions on this topic, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. Remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.